Picture the beginning. Not in a blaze of fire and fury, but in the silent, deep cold of space. Imagine a young Earth, not as a molten ball of rock, but as a frozen sphere, a world born from cosmic dust and ice. This was not a world of warmth. It was a world of stillness. In this story, our planet began as a quiet, sleeping giant cradled in the vast darkness. The universe was young, and the ingredients for worlds were scattered everywhere. Our Earth gathered these ingredients, but it did so in the cold, far from a young sun's full embrace. It was a world waiting for its spark. At the heart of this frozen world, there was no fiery engine. Instead, a cosmic secret lay dormant. A sleeping star, a magnetar, rested at its core. Magnetars are the universe's most powerful magnets. Their magnetic fields are unimaginably strong. This tiny, dense star was wrapped in a thick blanket, a shell of pure copper, a metal known for its ability to conduct energy. And surrounding this copper shell was a vast layer of ice, miles and miles deep. This was a world of layers, like an onion. Each layer held a piece of the puzzle, a secret waiting to be revealed. The potential was there, locked away in the cold. This frozen Earth drifted through space. It was a silent, dark jewel. Its surface was a landscape of frozen gases and hard ice. Nothing stirred. There was no wind, no water, no sign of the vibrant world we know today. It was a perfect sphere of potential, a planetary seed yet to sprout. The sun was a distant star, offering little warmth to this cold cradle. Time passed in eons, each moment stretching into an eternity of silence. The universe continued its grand dance around this quiet world, unaware of the incredible power sleeping within its frozen heart. It was a story waiting for its first chapter. Think of it, a planet built not from the inferno we imagine, but from the patient accumulation of cold matter. This alternative genesis asks us to reconsider our assumptions. We often associate creation with heat and violence. But what if creation can also begin in the quiet cold? What if the universe has more than one way to build a home for life? This vision of a frozen, copper-wrapped Earth is a testament to the power of imagination. It invites us to look at our own world and ask, what other secrets does it hold? What other stories could be true? Deep inside this icy world, the Magnetar spun. Slowly, silently. It was a giant asleep, but its dreams were electric. Around it, the thick shell of copper felt its every turn. Copper is a fantastic conductor. It allows electricity to flow through it with ease. As the Magnetar spun its immense magnetic field, it created a powerful electrical current within the copper shell. This is a process we know as electromagnetic induction. It's the same principle we use to generate electricity here on Earth today. The spinning magnet and the copper wire in our power plants are a small echo of this cosmic engine. This constant flow of electricity through the copper began to generate heat. It was a slow, gentle warming at first. Think of a wire that gets warm when electricity passes through it. Now imagine a shell of copper miles thick, with an unbelievable amount of current flowing through it. The heat began to build up deep in the planet's core. This warmth was trapped, insulated by the thick layers of ice above. The planet's heart was slowly, secretly coming to life. It was a hidden furnace, powered by magnetism and metal, preparing for a great awakening that was yet to come. The sleeping giant was stirring. The spinning magnetar did more than just create heat. It also projected its massive magnetic field outwards. This field would have been different from the one our Earth has today. It would have been shaped and channeled by the copper shell. This immense magnetic shield would have protected the young planet from the harsh radiation of space. It was like a cosmic force field, a guardian against dangerous solar winds and cosmic rays. Even in its frozen state, this world had a powerful defense system. This shield was a promise, a sign that this planet was destined for something more than just a quiet existence in the dark. This combination of forces, the spinning magnetar, the conductive copper, and the insulating ice, created a unique environment, a place of immense potential energy. The heat was building, the magnetic field was strong, and everything was contained, waiting for a trigger. Could life begin in such a place? Perhaps not on the frozen surface. But what about deep within, where the ice met the warming copper, where liquid water might begin to form. This is a world of possibilities, a laboratory of cosmic chemistry. The stage was set. The players were in position. All that was needed was a catalyst. The universe is a place of endless motion, and sometimes paths cross. In our story, another celestial body was on a collision course with our frozen Earth. This was no ordinary asteroid. It was a small moon, a wanderer composed of different materials. This moon was made primarily of frozen water, just like our Earth's outer shell. But it also contained a wealth of copper, scattered throughout its icy body like metallic veins. It was a cosmic delivery, carrying the very elements that would change our world's destiny forever. It raced through the blackness of space, a messenger of change. The impact was inevitable. The water and copper moon crashed into the frozen Earth with unimaginable force. The collision was a cataclysmic event that shattered the planet's serene, icy surface. The impact sent shockwaves deep into the planet's core. The thick, solid shell of ice, which had held the planet together for eons, fractured and broke apart. Huge cracks spread across the globe, reaching down through the layers of ice. The planet's protective outer layer was compromised. The long, quiet slumber was about to come to a violent end. The silence was broken by a cosmic roar. The collision did more than just break the ice. It delivered a massive new supply of copper directly into the planet's interior. The debris from the shattered moon, rich with copper, mixed with the fractured ice of Earth. As this mixture was driven downwards by the force of the impact, it reached the planet's original superheated copper shell. This sudden injection of new material was the key. It was like adding fuel to a fire. The carefully balanced system of the sleeping Magnetar and its copper blanket was profoundly disturbed. The new copper changed the electrical and thermal dynamics of the core. This event, this celestial crash, was not an act of destruction. It was an act of creation. It was the trigger the planet had been waiting for. The collision mixed the ingredients together in a new and dynamic way. The pure, separate layers of ice and copper were gone, replaced by a churning, chaotic blend of materials. The impact was the moment of awakening. It woke the sleeping giant. The force of the crash and the mixing of materials set in motion a chain reaction that would transform this frozen wasteland into a living world. The destiny of the planet was rewritten in an instant. The new mixture of copper and ice, now churning deep within the planet, had a dramatic effect. The heat from the core, which had been slowly building, could now spread more efficiently. The newly introduced copper acted like a network of wires, conducting the Magnetar's heat outwards through the fractured ice. The ice began to melt, not just on the surface, but from the inside out. Vast oceans of liquid water started to form beneath the broken crust. This was the birth of the world's oceans, not from raining comets, but from the awakening of an internal fire. The planet was thawing. As the ice melted, trapped gases were released. Methane, carbon dioxide, nitrogen, the very building blocks of an atmosphere, were freed from their frozen prison. They rose from the depths, bubbling up through the cracks in the surface. A primordial atmosphere began to form, shrouding the planet in a thin veil of gas. This new atmosphere would trap the sun's heat, helping to warm the surface even more. This process, known as the greenhouse effect, began to work its magic. The planet was learning to breathe. It was developing the systems it would need to support life. The awakening of the Magnetar core had another profound effect. The mixing of materials changed the way the magnetic field was generated. The once stable field became a dynamic, churning dynamo. This created a powerful protective magnetosphere around the entire planet. This shield, now stronger than ever, deflected harmful solar radiation and helped to hold the new atmosphere in place. The planet was now not only warm and wet, but also safe. It was becoming a true haven, a place where the delicate chemistry of life could potentially begin without being destroyed by the harshness of space. This cascade of events transformed the planet. The collision was the spark. The melting ice created oceans. The released gases formed an atmosphere. The awakened core provided a protective magnetic shield. In a relatively short amount of time, on a cosmic scale, the frozen, silent world became a dynamic blue planet, a world of flowing water, swirling clouds, and a warm, beating heart. The conditions were now right. The stage was perfectly set for the next and perhaps most incredible chapter in its story, the emergence of life. The planet was no longer sleeping, it was alive. How does this story compare to what we know? Science today tells us that Earth has a core of iron and nickel. This core spins, creating our magnetic field through a dynamo effect. This isn't so different from our story's Magnetar and copper shell. Both ideas rely on a spinning metallic core to generate heat and a magnetic shield. Our current models suggest Earth formed hot from the collision of many smaller bodies. But we are always discovering new things. We find planets made of unexpected materials. We learn that planetary formation is more complex and varied than we ever imagined. Our story is a what if, but it uses the real physics of induction and planetary dynamics. This kind of thinking, this scientific dreaming, is not just for fun. It can inspire real innovation. Could we create new energy sources based on a similar principle? Imagine a device that uses powerful spinning magnets and conductive materials to generate clean, efficient energy. What if we find exoplanets that don't fit our models? Perhaps some of them are frozen core worlds, waiting for their own celestial collision to awaken. This story encourages us to look for new patterns in the cosmos, to consider that planets might have more than one path to becoming habitable. It opens up new avenues for research in materials, science, and planetary astronomy. The greatest tool we have for exploring the universe is the one inside our skulls, our imagination. Science is not just about collecting facts. It is about weaving those facts into stories, into models that help us understand the cosmos. Sometimes these stories are proven right. Other times they are proven wrong. But every time they push us forward. They force us to ask new questions and seek new answers. Our tale of a frozen Earth is a thought experiment, a journey into the possible. It reminds us that the universe is vast and full of wonders we have yet to even dream of. So let us continue to dream. Let us look up at the night sky and not only see what is there, but also imagine what could be. The history of our planet and the universe itself is a grand story that is still being written. And we are the ones who get to uncover it piece by piece. Every new idea, every wild hypothesis is a step on that journey of discovery. The quest for knowledge is fueled by our sense of wonder. And as long as we keep asking, what if, we will never stop exploring the magnificent cosmos we call home.